What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and a ton of breaking news to get you caught up on. We're hearing there are calls for fourth federal level stimulus checks to go out to everybody in the nation to help out with these record high gas prices. Now, in addition to that, a bill just passed in Congress, and if you missed my last video, we heard today the Supreme Court Justice has overruled Roe v. Wade. Tons of breaking news coming out. I'm going to get you caught up with the latest. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update, and stimulus package update. Now, first off, where do things stand with stimulus checks? We've got 41-year high inflation, record high food and gas prices, a war raging with Russia and Ukraine. China is in lockdowns. We still have a pandemic going on with supply chain issues. So where do things go with assistance for the American people? Where do they currently stand? Well, take a look, you guys. Link in the description below. Oil industry calls the meeting with Granholm constructive. That is currently where things stand. We have constructive meetings taking place, and the president is calling for a federal gas tax holiday to help people out. And people are saying this is a joke. We've been waiting for over a year for stimulus checks, and you're going to do something that's probably going to help us for 3 months, save us about $30 at the gas pumps. This is not enough. Even members of Congress are saying they do not support this. This is pretty much a joke, you guys. Well, take a look at the headlines coming out. People are now saying Biden's gas tax holiday might save you about $6 a month, fueling calls for inflation stimulus checks instead, saying, listen, send out real assistance, direct assistance checks to the American people directly to their bank accounts. Let me know your thoughts. We're hearing that they're not doing this because of rebate cards with a chip shortage, so they can't send out enough cards. But people are saying, we've got paper, send out the checks. And the infrastructure is set up for direct deposit. We've had 3 already go out from the IRS. Can't you do a 4th, like you promised over a year ago, of $2,000? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. It's been over a year, but look how quickly some other legislation went through. Last night, the Senate passed the Bipartisan Gun Deal for the first time in 3 decades, giving Biden a needed win. As we're hearing, right now, people do not approve of the performance of President Joe Biden and the Democrats, and they're saying that if Democrats want to stay in control in these upcoming midterm elections, well, they're going to have to get some things done. They're going to have to pass some legislation through, and we're hearing some executive orders might need to be issued by the president as well. And then, take a look at this, you guys. Today, House passes the first major federal gun safety legislation in decades. Bill will now go to President Joe Biden for his signature to be signed into law. Congress passes bipartisan gun legislation, clearing it for President Joe Biden. So, this has been passed in the Senate, the House, going to the president to be signed into law, yet the American people are still waiting for over a year for direct assistance and checks. Now, we're also hearing there's over $800 billion of leftover funds from previous packages still just sitting there, and a lot of people are wondering if the president is holding out to get closer to midterm elections to pass legislation so it's fresh in the minds of people. This is typically what we've seen in the past as well, is that right around election time, a lot of stuff starts happening. Well, we will see you guys. I will keep you up to date here in the channel, but let's dive into these articles and some video footage, get you caught up on the latest. Now, before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, if you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, just take a quick second and smash that like button for me. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. Thank you so much if you appreciate the content, and leave your comments, share this out if you think it could help out other people. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. I'll keep you up to speed on everything going on. All you got to do is take a quick second, smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. If you're interested, I'll pin a comment down below. Click the link, go subscribe, turn on notifications, and keep an eye out for a comprehensive list of all stimulus checks across the nation that are available on state, city, and county levels. And most people, we're hearing about 90% of people that are eligible for these checks, they have no idea they exist, and they're missing out because they're only available for a limited amount of time. Then the money goes back to the federal government. Well, I'm going to make sure that none of my viewing community misses out on anything. I'm going to keep you up to date on everything. And with that being said, though, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in, and let's start off with some video footage and then dive into some information coming out about gas stimulus checks.
The House just made a critical vote. Ali Vitale is standing by for us. Ali, what can you tell us? Yeah, Chris, but with 14 Republicans joining Democrats, the House has just passed that bipartisan gun reform bill. Of course, that cleared the Senate last night. That was the biggest hurdle, finding something that Democrats could all get on board for in majority fashion. They were able to do that. 15 Republicans crossing party lines to vote for that bill last night. And then, of course, the House just clearing it now. That means the next place it goes is to President Biden's desk. And again, this is something that negotiators who were a key part of this legislation have said repeatedly, but we should point it out here. It is the most significant gun reform legislation that this body has done in several decades. It includes things like Republican priorities of bolstering mental health as well as school safety, but also Democratic priorities in making sure that the background check system is bolstered, especially for people 18 to 21, as well as getting rid of that so-called boyfriend loophole, which stops people with domestic violence charges from being able to have a gun. That's something that we've seen in the data, of course, that shows that intimate partners are often the people who are victims of that kind of violence. So again, a big day in this body, as they are in the way that Speaker Pelosi did earlier with us, talking about what's happening at the Supreme Court, but also trying to have this win on gun violence prevention that they have been working towards for weeks, Chris.
So there you have it, you guys. That has been passed by the House and the Senate and now is going on to the president to be signed into law. Now, about the economy and stimulus checks. Are we going to be seeing anything done by Congress on that front to help out the American people? Well, I'm going to keep you guys up to date. Now, we're hearing if they can't get something done, some sort of agreement, that the president is likely going to have to do executive orders and executive actions as we get closer to the midterm elections. And he's holding this in his back pocket as his last resort. We've heard him say he wants this done through bipartisanship, but if not, he can issue executive actions and orders. But take a look, you guys. Right now, it's all about the gas tax holiday. President Joe Biden is urging Congress to pause the gas and diesel taxes for 3 months through September in an effort to provide much-needed relief to motorists being punished at the pump. The national average price for gas hit about $5 a gallon in June and is expected to increase into the summer with higher demand as travel heats up. So this is going to continue to climb. But some experts say that the halting of the federal gas tax, which currently sits at 18.4 cents per gallon, might not be as beneficial as you think, and are calling for other forms of relief. The average adult in the United States uses about 1 gallon of gas per day, according to experts. Now, jumping down, it says if President Joe Biden is able to push through a gas tax holiday, the typical adult will save a bit less than $6 a month. Now, I had heard $30 a month, so this is an even lower report. In a time when inflation is 8%, an extra $6 will not make much difference. Now, jumping down in the article, the White House acknowledged that the gas tax holiday will not relieve high costs on its own, but may provide Americans some breathing room during the Russia and Ukrainian war, which has crippled the global supply of oil. Now, experts suggest indirect relief would be the best approach and recommends sending out $50 to $100 check that Americans don't necessarily need to use towards gas. And they're saying, listen, why does it have to be focused specifically on gas? This is causing the prices of food and everything that needs to be transported to go up. Just send out checks so that way it can help out the American people, because we're all feeling the effects of this at this time. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you feel like it should be focused just on gas, or you should be able to use it for anything? And do you think $50 or $100 is enough? Would that need to be monthly? We had heard before $2,000, and we had even heard proposals, bills that have hit for $300 a month, $100 per person. What do you think would be the best solution? But they're saying for sure this federal gas tax doesn't sound like it's going to do very much. So there you have it, you guys. That is the latest, and there's a whole lot coming out. I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel and let you know whatever unfolds. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton if you appreciate the content. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. Smash that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. Comment pinned down below, click the link, go subscribe, and I'm going to be sending out that master list of all checks so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a blessed weekend. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.